Got it.
Okay, here we go. We are your home for Hawaii's music. We are Kapa at 100.3, 99.1, and online at kaparadio.com. Another edition of the Kapa Cafe, and as promised, another Hawaii Island Hoku nominee for this year's 45th annual Hoku Awards. They hail from Hawaii Island. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Red Water Trio.
Woo.
What's
Aloha,
up, guys?
kakayaka. What's happening?
All right, so if you guys could please introduce yourself.
Okay, I'll go for it. I'm Jesse Snyder. I've been living on the Big Island for 13 years now. Member of multiple bands, one with jazz, Bump City. I play at the Manta at the Mauna Kea Wednesdays through Saturdays, 6 to 9 now. I've got a website, jessejsnyder.com. That'll tell you everything about me. And yeah, Jesse J. Snyder on Facebook. But I play clarinet, saxophone, played with Kahula Nui. But most importantly, I've played with the Red Water Trio. We were playing at the Red Water Cafe in Waimea for 10 years.
Wow, has it been that long?
It was, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's yeah, well, I think Brian came in a little later, but I know that I had been there for 10 years. Yeah.
Wow.
And unfortunately, because of the pandemic, everything shut down, and then I ended up with this opportunity with the Manta at the Mauna Kea to play, on Fridays there. So that's what's been keeping me busy.
Awesome. Now, of course, Brian, let's get to Brian. Brian just recently was part of another Hoku Award nominated project. He played some bass on Pa'anipila's album as well. So Brian, please introduce yourself and kind of your brief introduction on how you made it to our island.
I made it to this island primarily by mistake, some circumstances surrounding an accident I had in Mexico and 9/11. So I kind of ended up here by accident. It took me about a year to adjust. I couldn't figure out, it wasn't part of my plan. And then when I realized this was way better than any plan I had, I decided to stay. And that's how it worked. I was really fortunate to run into Richard with the Castaways and the Red Water Trio. I was brought in substituting for Luke. And from that point on, we developed a great camaraderie with Jesse and Richard and all that, which has been wonderful. And also in the process meeting Kevin Haliamau and Teddy Hosgrove for Pa'anipila, and we perform at the Outrigger every Friday. And so I've been pretty lucky this year to be on 2 nominations.
And and real quick, for those that have only maybe heard him in recordings, if you've never got to see or hear Brian solo on Upright, there are levels to things.
Yeah.
And he shows that there's definitely different levels at bass playing, especially Upright, bro. So yeah. You have brought
you.
I'm
can
so
hear it
happy
on
that,
this.
Yes. And I'm so happy that you brought your magic to this island, man, because I've been able to share the stage with you. Now, a man that I have not got to jam with yet, Richard, tell us your story, bro.
My life started in the Pacific Northwest, but I moved to Hawaii with my wife about 20 years ago. We bought some land up in the Kohala Mountain Road, and we have a ranch up there where we raise food for people locally. And I've been a musician my adult life and did a lot of work in Seattle recording albums of original material as well as other kinds of things. And so when I came to Hawaii, that was what I wanted to do in Hawaii. And it's been a tremendous environment for me musically. I've managed to stay with these guys for our 10 years at the Redwater, and we have a larger band that the 3 of us are part of called the Castaways, which does original music and a whole variety show of styles. And I've produced other projects for other artists, including Jesse's Muse album, and one that I'm working on right now for a Hawaiian falsetto singer. So I've really been involved in helping other people get their voices out, as well as as doing our own thing when we get the chance. And we're really excited because we haven't really played together since we stopped recording this record and stopped playing at the Redwater Cafe. But because Jesse has invited us to join him at the Manta, we're going to be there on Wednesday, the 22nd of June and the 23rd of June for our first public performance since we stopped playing at the cafe. So that's coming up in a couple, 2 or 3 weeks, and I hope people find their way over to the Manta on those nights because we'll be having a great time.
You can make reservations by calling the restaurant, or you can actually email my business email to request, and I'll get you a reservation. It's at Sax Monkey Hawaii Hi, so it's Sax Monkey HI at gmail.com. And if you just email that, it's also through my website. If you do the jessejsnyder.com, you can just use that that email address, and then I'll get anybody a reservation for Manta. So that's June 22nd and 23rd coming up.
Awesome.
I'm super excited to get to play with these guys again.
Now, when in recording this album that's nominated for Jazz Album of the Year, is this a collection of music that is kind of your normal sets at the restaurant, or is this after you decided to record, you're like, oh no, wait, I want to do this, and was there an effort put into the catalog of the album?
Well, we have about 100 songs in our book for the Redwater Cafe or something like that, and we have our own favorites that we move through. We focused on this music because it's such a beautiful, amazing legacy for all of us. It's part of our musical tradition, actually, in America, to play these jazz standards that were written in the 30s, 40s, and 50s and 60s that never get old. Right. In fact, they're different every time you play them. So we looked at the gig at the cafe really as an opportunity to get paid to practice, because these are amazing songs, and we've, like I said, we've acquired a pretty good sized list. So before the pandemic started, we had already started a list of songs for a second album. This is the second Redwater Trio album. And so we already had a head start. And then when the pandemic hit, we decided, well, what can we do in this time that would feed our musical souls? And we decided, well, let's make a recording. So I have a barn up in North Kohala that's got fantastic acoustics. We've recorded several albums. In fact, a previous album of jazz originals that was nominated for Jazz Album of the Year also some years back was recorded there. And it's been about 6 albums recorded in our barn at this point. And we have a wonderful engineer up here, Joey Bradley, who's also a great singer who people have seen around the island.
Oh yeah, there's the Slippers.
And that's our other album Brian's showing off, which is the Castaways. Also made an album during the pandemic that's called Lost on Purpose, which we're very proud of. And so if people are interested in that, all of my material can be found at ricardorussell.bandcamp.com. And so if anybody's interested, you can find all of our material there. And we are already talking about a third album and have ideas for what we would like to do next. So we're involved in another one as we speak.
When you guys do jazz albums, you guys chart everything?
I charted a little bit, like say we did take some of our favorites, but then there was a couple tunes like Do You Know What It Means to Miss New Orleans? I don't think we played that one as much, but I know I wanted to have Andrea Lindborg involved in the project because she's always wonderful. So we usually have her as a special guest because she's such a pleasure to get to play with. So usually when working with her, since we've got 2 horns, I'll write a little something out for that. But the stuff that we know, we just play it like we have been, like we've been practicing.
And for jazz, I guess this would be a question I want to know, maybe audience members would know too. Jazz is somewhat of a complex music. So when you're recording, is it better to have everybody play at the same time, since it's a lot of question and answer kind of playing and a lot of improvising? Because it seems like you wouldn't be able to do that off of a solo track or just playing to a metronome. It would seem that you would need everybody.
Ideally, if you have a good situation like Richard has, and you can play together, and that's what we did on this album, because I played the drums as well. So we actually laid down drums, bass, and guitar all at the same time, so we could have that rhythm section interaction. And then I went back and I put the sax, and we had Andrea put trumpet on.
Nice.
So you know, we could still
really
have that.
Believe that it. Yeah, I really believe that if you can, it's really usually better if the rhythm section can play together when they're recording. And some people can tell.
Oh,
we have a frozen.
Yeah, it's
moment.
it's nice to hear everybody feel the dynamics and do the dynamics together. You know, instead of it kind of because real musicians too you can tell when it was tracked separately.
Yeah, exactly. And
yeah.
The like I said, ideally, I mean, if I wasn't the drummer, you know, we could have played, you know, if there was four of us, then we could have played four. And then, you know, as I do things on the saxophone, the rhythm section can respond, and vice versa.
How much of you guys being in Hawaii so long now influences your jazz music?
Well, we picked one of the tunes on here is Triste. And that's totally Pidgin. Oh, where that Chiste about? Over there. That's where that Chiste. So it's on there. Chiste, that's our only Pidgin song. No, it's actually Triste or Triste is in Portuguese. It actually means sad, but we play it pretty happily.
I would say that the spaces in Hawaii, the proximity to Mother Nature, the ability to see the stars, a lot of things about being in Hawaii feed into our music. Jazz is like an open door to improvisation, to collaboration, to listening to each other and playing off of each other. And we take great pleasure in that dynamic. And I would think that being in Hawaii just kind of informs the whole thing with a different kind of natural energy that you don't get everywhere in the world. There are probably other places that have the kind of energy that the Big Island has, but I haven't been to too many.
Yeah, not with sunsets like this.
No.
You know?
Right.
That's a Big Island sunset.
You can't beat it, especially the West Side, man. Oh yeah,
that's my wife's photograph.
So how can everybody grab this album?
Well, it's available at that Bandcamp site I talked about, ricardorussell.bandcamp.com. And it has its own page. So if you go to that, it'll be right on the front of the site, and you just click on that album and you'll be at it. You can listen to tracks, I think 5 times before you have to buy them. So you can check it out.
You guys got hard copies too?
Yeah, we have hard copies too, but you have to contact us directly for them. Well, we're happy to have those go out. I'm going to miss the CD format. I'm having a problem now because for years I've given people CDs to hear and then check it out a few weeks later, and they tell me now they're saying things like, I don't have a CD player anymore.
Right.
So we're trying to adjust to that world, but I'm going to miss the artwork and the graphics. And one thing I guess a picture that we didn't give you was how remarkable it is to have a person in the band who plays both drums and saxophone. And so in the restaurant, I called us the Kabuki quartet, because we basically sat on top of each other pretty much, and Jesse could play hi-hat and kick drum with his feet while he played the saxophone, so the beat continued no matter what. And he is a miracle worker with all 4 limbs in that respect. And so I just want to make sure people appreciate this is the smallest quartet you ever saw.
No, yeah, Jesse is amazing. I'm blessed to. Well, we haven't played. God, it's been years since Bump City shared the stage, but I'm usually standing next to you. So
yeah. which is always a pleasure.
And he's such a handsome bugger.
It's oh, geez, stop.
Such a handsome bugger.
It's my sexy red background. That's what
We get away with a lot as a result. It's fun.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, you can also go to redwatertrio.com.
That's right.
If you go to that, and there's a link to the SoundCloud as well. You know, you can once again, if you even go to the Jesse J. Snyder and just email me through my website, I'll get you a I'll get you a hard copy, and we'll even sign it if you want.
There you go. So the date for we got the official date, July 20th, Wednesday, is the actual live Hoku Awards, which is super awesome because I haven't been to the Hoku Awards live since 2015, I think. And so I'm looking forward to going. You guys are all going to be there, I'm assuming, yeah?
We're not planning to at the moment, but because we are not confident that we're very well known. So and on one level that's too bad. On one level we don't care. We just we love what we're doing and we feel solid about it. But it seems unlikely that we would actually win. But it's not out of the question. And
it's not out of the question, man. You know what I mean? But,
give us a chance. Oh, people in TV land.
That's right.
But it does add to the rate you get to charge when you have a Hoku win.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's true. I understand.
And the bill's going up.
There you go. But thank you guys so much for talking story with us today. We wish you the best of luck at this year's Hoku Awards. You guys we'll post all of their website links in this video as well, and go check them out again at the Manor, yes?
Oh yeah. We'll be at the Manta at the Mauna Kea Resort. On June 22nd and 23rd, 6 to 9. Actually, the one day I think we're there 5:30 to 9. The 22nd we're 5:30 to 9. Check out the like I said, you can email me on the website once again, Jesse J. Snyder, JESSEJSNYDER. Although you're gonna have that on.
And although we all know him, us guys know him as Romy Rome.
Romy Rome Jerome on the saxophone. That's right.
Guys,
been a while.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, guys. And
I just want to
we're gonna jam one of your songs from the album, ladies and gentlemen, the Redwater Trio. Mahalo.
Mahalo.